Hi, my name is Brittany Harris and I'm the Marketing and Development Manager for Water Wells for Africa. Today is October 21st, 2025. We're here in Chinawa Village, which is in Mangochi District. We're here on our annual site inspection tour where we get to come out and actually see the wells and get to meet the people. Today we have the honor of dedicating this water well to Barbara. We want to read the plaque really quick. The plaque says, "Barbara, thank you for your long-term partnership in improving the lives of thousands of beautiful Malawians." Barbara, we are so grateful for you and your continued partnership in bringing clean water to so many people in Malawi, just like the plaque says. But we're so grateful that you trust us and that you continue to give year after year. And we just want you to see the people and see who you're impacting. So this water well was installed on August 1st, 2025. So it's only a couple months old. It's 43 meters deep. And there's 60 families that are being impacted by this water well, plus a whole other village that comes from pretty far away to use this water well. It's only been installed for a couple months and life has drastically been changed here. I was talking to the water committee, which consists of 5 women and 5 men, and they were just telling me a little bit about their story. They said that their village, they've all been here. Well, not all of them, but they've been here since 1984, and this is the first clean water in this village. They used to go to the river, which was pretty far away. There was a water well that was pretty far away as well, but there was too many people using it, so they resorted to using the river every single day. Because they were using the water from the river, there was just so much contamination in this water. They said they were consuming very dirty water. They drank water that was used, that goats drank from, that goats were using as well. And they also said there was a lot of issues within the family. But the big thing that we highlight, as time and time again, we see with people using such dirty water, diarrhea and waterborne illness is a constant here. They said it's something that they have to go through daily, and they said the whole village had family after family going to the village every single month. So one family would get back, the next family would leave, and they said they'd go at least 4 times a month, and they were walking to the clinic, which is 2 kilometers away. Not only that, but the actual getting the water, fetching the water, was a challenge in and of itself. They said they'd leave at 4 a.m. in the morning and they'd get back at 8 a.m. So 4 hours just for 1 bucket of water. And they also said because of how long it took them, most of these women grew up here, and they said they weren't able to get an education because they were getting water every single day. But they are so happy that the gift of clean water has come to this village, because they said that now all of their children are going to school. They said before the water well that there was high dropout rate actually, and there was a lot of kids that were staying home from school or they were going to school late. But now kids can go on time and they can go to school neat, and they're doing well in school. So school performance was really low before the water well, but now it's super high. It's increasing. They're doing better and better, and there's dreams here in this village. All these kids have different dreams of what they want to do with their life. Some of the kids, they admire the teacher that they currently have, and so they want to be a teacher. And there's so many other dreams here. We talk about so many benefits of water. They were getting 2 buckets maximum a day. They would go in the morning, come back, and then they would go again at 3 until dusk, and life was hard is what they said. But now they get 12 buckets of water. That was one lady. One lady told me she gets 12 buckets of water a day, and they're able to do home gardens, which they've always dreamed of. They're able to bathe 3 or 4 times a day, and that actually is something that I want to highlight. They said bathing wasn't a priority because they were failing to eat, and so water was being prioritized toward food and being able to prepare food, but now they're able to bathe 3 or 4 times a day, all because of the gift of clean water. Another thing was they were telling me about an organization that prioritizes putting getting them advocating for villages to have gardens in their homes. So they were coming out here, they were giving them the resources, and they were giving them, these goals of saying, hey, you need to have 8 trees. We're going to give you the seeds. You have to grow 8 trees. And they were actually advocating for them to not bathe and use that water to grow trees. But they had such, little water that they were failing to meet the demands of plants, and the volume of plants were very low because of the lack of water. The organization, like I said, was saying to use the water for gardens, but they were failing to use, because to nurture the trees that were given to them because they didn't have water. So this is just a testimony to how important the gift of clean water is. Organizations can come out here and try to advocate for food and try to help villages in little tiny ways, but most things can't happen if a village does not have clean water, and that is a testimony of this village and so many other villages on the fact that now they're able to have gardens. The lady that says she got 12 buckets of water, she's using that water to be able to have gardens, and now they have businesses. Women are going out, they're selling tomatoes and mustard and banana and so many other things because of the clean water that they have. And lastly, I want to talk again about hardship of water is a thing for every single age group, but we have an older gentleman here. He said, as an older man, it was hard for me to fetch water. Now you can see, here he is. This is Cedric. He said, as an older man, it was hard for me to fetch water. Now you can see these people share their water with me. So water is close by, and the people are being more giving because water is not so scarce. And he has a clothing business, right? And he also said, when I met him, he said, I am so happy.
Oh, yes.
Yes, you want to say it for the people?
Okay. I'm very happy to see you.
He's very happy, and he said, thank you very much.
Yeah.
And so, Barbara, we are so grateful for you and for this gift, and we want to thank you in the way that only we can here in Malawi. Viva!